Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to some more Sakura MMO. 30 minutes later, which is around 24 hours later in our case, we are back. Wow! Thank you! Kind missus, I can't believe we found it! Fiona smiles happily. She holds the ring on her palm and closes her fingers around it protectively. She's so overjoyed she's practically beaming. If she were a dog, she'd probably be wagging her tail right about now. Come to think of it, with the dirt streak on her cheeks and the evident gratitude in her eyes, she'd make a pretty good pet. Training her shouldn't be too hard. What? Please don't go, Sakura sadist! This was like the worst of the Sakura games. Please don't involve that anymore in the games. Don't mention it, little puppy. I pat her on the head, smoothing her already messy hair beneath my fingers. Fiona doesn't bat my fingers away. Instead, she bows her head and lets herself be coddled. Does she like the attention? Oh, miss, you're a peach! A real peach! It's hard to meet one as helpful as you. I was simply trying to do the right thing. Only a heartless brute would fail to show compassion for a lovely woman like yourself. That most people in Asaph must be heartless, miss. Sometimes I've wondered. A few travelers passed me by in the woods already, but not one of them stopped to help me. You're different, miss. I can sense it from you. You must have a kind soul. Oh, my poor little puppy. If only she knew who I really was. If she realized I was the dreaded dark witch Viola, would she be afraid of me? I doubt she let me pat her head then. Now I can sell this drink at the market. Hopefully I'll fetch a tidy profit. I wonder... Never, who's been styled up at this point, examines the ring in Fiona's palm. You said this ring was made from goblin hound silver, did you not? That's what I've heard, miss. How strange. Goblin hound silver doesn't go cloudy like that. The color is not quite right. Oh, got an eye for chivalry, have you, miss? I have an eye for forgeries. Are you sure telling us the truth? I'm always truthful, miss. My own mother told me that ring was made by goblins, and why should adopt her word? If your mother truly believes that, she was probably tricked. The ring doesn't look expensive to me. It's a piece of mere costume jewelry, really. And it's gaudy too. I doubt you'll fetch much for it. Neva sighs and folds her arms. I can't believe I had to scrub around in dirt for this. That ring is hardly worth it. Well... Fiona's cheeks turn pale pink beneath the fine layer of dirt. It might not be as fancy as the things you're used to, miss, but it's worth it for me. I've always thought this ring was made from goblin hound silver. If it ain't, then I've been duped. It might be worth as much as I thought, but it should fetch a little bit of money. Enough to feed my family for a few more days, at least. You said you were hurting for money? Horrible, so miss. I don't mean to sound so mopey. Not after you've helped me so, but times are hard. I have 5 brothers and sisters, with not really one on the way. And our father died so sadly but 4 months ago. Even if we sell this ring, I'm not sure how we're to survive. Then here, I reach into my pocket and draw out a few gold coins. It's something more than pocket change to me. I have thousands upon thousands of gold coins back in my castle. Handling away a few pennies won't make a dent in my finances, but those 2 thief girls staring at my palm in abject wonder. That's 8 gold pieces there. What of it? That's more money than I've seen in one place in my whole life. If I'm thrifty, which I always am, there should be enough money there to feed my whole family for a year. But I can't accept this much kindness, can I? Of course you can. That's why I'm offering you the money. Or do you think this is some kind of trick? Ah, miss, you've been so kind to me already, I couldn't. She's right, she can't, or at least she shouldn't. Never. I turn to look at my maid, perplexed. Neva looks back at me. Her eyes are narrowed and her lips are pursed. Why are you doing this, milady? I'm just helping girl in need. Is that such a terrible thing? I
I applaud you for your philanthropy, but to already help her find her ring, do you really need to offer her more aid? Little girl.
Never rounds on the thief girl, her hands on her hips. Why do we call her thief girl suddenly?
If you're desperately in need of money, like you say, you should seek home. Alms at church. Don't try and siphon spare coins from my mistress. It's most unseemly.
Oh, miss, I wasn't trying to make her feel guilty. Don't be cruel to the girl, Neve. I'm offering her this money of my own volition.
But for what cause? She has nothing to pay you back with.
Her cute smile is payment enough. Fiona's face flushed redder. She pressed her fingertips against her cheeks shyly.
But I ain't.
You do yourself a disservice. You're more adorable than you might think. Despite the dirt and grime, and I happen to have a soft spot for cute girls. Neve sighs again.
You can be surprisingly simple at times, milady.
I'm a simple woman with simple needs.
Well, if you have heart set on this act of petty charity, I can't stop you, but that doesn't mean I support you either. Asaph is full of the hungry and the poor. You can't help all of them. It's foolish to try. In my humble opinion, it's better look after your own wants and needs first.
Well, that's kind of true.
I don't need to look out for myself. I have you to do that for me, don't I? Well.
Now it's Neve's turn to blush. She turns her head away, her cheeks turning pink.
I suppose so, yeah.
Now, to business. I look back at the thief girl. I can't stand that thought of your family going hungry, and I have more than enough money, so take it. I press the coins to the thief's hand. I can't make you accept this gift, of course, but it would be to your benefit if you did. Who knows what might happen to your family without it?
Well, if there truly ain't no catch.
No catch. Then.
Oh, miss, you're so kind!
Huh? Fiona throws her arms around me in the tight warm embrace. She is shorter than me and her head rests against my breast. Still, despite being so tiny, she has a grip as strong as iron. Maybe that's because she was born to a common laboring family. Hers are fingers that are no doubt accustomed to hard work. I'm aware that her fingertips are still flecked with grime, her nails stuffed with enough dirt to start her own ant farm, but, well, I don't want to push her away. Not when she looks so cheerful.
Please! I'm so happy my poor heart could break!
Why would your heart break from happiness? That sounds painful.
I'm so sure that it is a little painful because my chest feels tight. I hope I don't cry. I don't want to cry, but...
Fiona sniffles. She rubs her head against my chest, burying her nose between my cleavage. It's a strange feeling, but it's not entirely unpleasant.
Hey! I hope you're not planning to wipe your filthy nose on my esteemed mistress. That ain't my intention, miss. Good! If it was, I'd have to flambe you.
I'm glad Neve cares about me so much, but sometimes she can take it a little too far. That's true.
Neve, if you burn this cute girl to a crisp, I'll be very, very angry with you. Yes, milady, understand.
Good.
Oh, miss, sweet miss. I'm sorry, I have great nerves. You learn how to get strong, you do, when you have too many mouths to feed and you're always starving. I've scrubbed around the dirt in midwinter to find scraps to feed my family, or stolen food from wild dogs, and I ain't never cried about this. This is something else. It's like a miracle. I don't get much faith in the gods, but you are making me reconsider. You must be sent to me from heaven above.
Oh, you flatter me. I don't come from heaven. There is nothing angelic about me.
You seem angelic enough in my eyes.
Don't liken me to celestial beings, please. It's ill-fitting. If you must call me anything, you should call me mistress instead.
Then I will thank you, mistress!
Fiona nudged her cheek against my chest. I raised my hand on the top of her head and ran my fingers through her fly-away hair. Good puppy. I see she can be obedient. That's nice. She might really make a good pet. I want to have a cute little girl like this at my back and call for a long while now, and never being my mate doesn't really count. A harem can be comprised of one girl. I need much, much more than that. I'm sorry, what? I'm the Great Dark Witch Viola. I want to conquer as many cute girls as I can and bring them to my side as my loyal subjects. Yes, that is my true ambition. Would she join me at my castle fast? It's worth a shot, I guess.
Savion.
Just I'm ready to make a procession. Fionn breaks the embrace. She takes a few steps backwards, her face shining with happiness.
Thank you so kindly, mistress.
She bows to me.
And you, miss.
She bows to Neve.
Now I just need to sell my mother's special ring. I can return home and tell my family the good news. Goodbye, and I'm so glad I made the pair of you.
Fionn turns and darts away through the undergrowth. Her hair flutters behind her as she runs. She moves quickly, fast and fleet-footed like a rabbit. She must know her way around this forest well. Despite being so small, she seems rather self-assured and dependable. But if that's the case...
Something isn't right about that girl.
Why do you say that, Neve?
I don't think she was being entirely honest with us. I don't buy that story about her selling the ring. The ring was cheap. No self-respecting merchant would pay more than 1 bronze coin for it. She must have known that.
She said her mother told her it was a goblin hound.
Nobody with a modicum of intelligence would know it to be a lie. Mark the way she runs to. She's fast-nosed, the lion land. She doesn't have a clumsy, awkward step. But if she isn't clumsy and she's familiar with the forest, how could she have tripped and dropped the ring?
Do you think she was lying to me?
I'm most positive, lady. It's not an uncommon trick. Thieves will pretend to have dropped something and ask for assistance. While you help them search, they pick your pocket and run away.
But you were watching her, Neve. She didn't do anything like that, did she?
Not that I saw, but thieves can be awfully sly.
I think you're being too paranoid.
Oh, no, milady, I know from my rough upbringing Notebook that no one can ever be too paranoid. Nor if they want to keep hold of what few coins they possess.
I gave my coins to her willingly.
I suppose you did.
Even if she was trying to steal from me, there was nothing left in my pocket worth stealing. Nothing other than... I slammed my fingers to my pocket, searching. Where's that necklace? The Necromancer's ruby necklace, one of only 2 which allows the wearer to control the dead at will. It's a prized object. I can't stand to be parted from it, so I always bring it with me at all costs. I thought it was in my pocket bag. It's empty. I can feel the necklace. Just lint.
Huh? What is milady? Did you lose something?
I'm not sure. There is no sense jumping to conclusions just yet. My right pocket is empty, but what about the left? I search in there, my finger is brushing against the fabric, but there is nothing there. It's empty. It's gone.
Dead bitch!
Neve, who didn't expect my outburst, jumps.
What?
That little charlatan. She was no obedient puppy at all. She was nothing but a cunning jackal. Oh, but she stole my necromancer's ruby necklace.
Your necklace, but milady, that can bring the dead back to life.
I know.
If anybody other than a skilled mage were to get their hands on it, then...
All of a sudden, the still air is split by a loud, alarmed scream. I know that scream. I recognize the voice. It's the little thief girl. Okay. I guess the nickname was correct for her in the end. I see she's swiftly meeting her comeuppance. Come on, Neve, let's go. I narrow my eyes. We have little mouse to catch.
What's going on? Somebody, anybody, help!
Fionn's being backed in the corner. She's pressed up against the tree and skeletal soldiers surround her on all sides. Some of the skeletons are holding weapons, a tarnished sword here, a cracked spear there. A handful are wearing metal helmets, others have shields. The ground beneath my feet looks like it's been tilled by a plow. Loose clods of dirt pepper the ground. The skeletons, alerted by the necromancer's ruby necklace, must have been awoken from the slumber beneath the earth. I wonder how all the skeletons ended up in the Raspberry Forest. Maybe there was a war here, somewhere in the battle. That would explain the weapons the dead soldiers are clutching their bony fingers. How old must these old piles of bones be? They must hold quite a grudge for them to spring back to, well, not lie, but half-life so readily.
Goodness, this is such a mess.
Neve sighs and presses her fingers against her forehead.
This is what happens when little girls with no understanding of magic steal things that don't belong to them.
Never's right. A talented mage like myself would be able to carry Necromancer's ruby necklace through a graveyard and not wake a single sleeping corpse. Mages like myself are aware of our own power, and as such, we know how to control it. Girls like Fionn, however, do not. I doubt if Fionn even knew the item she stole was used in necromancy. She probably saw the gemstone, thought it was pretty and swiped it. When we were embracing, probably. It would have been easy for her to slip a hand in my pocket, unseen and unnoticed, and take my precious necklace. Well, now she's paying the price.
This is creepy. Get away from me.
The skeleton soldiers, of course, don't listen to her. Fionn might be the owner of the Necromancer's ruby necklace, but they must know, on an instinctive level, she isn't their mistress. She can't control or command them. She's far too afraid of what she's unwittingly summoned to have any kind of authority.
This shouldn't be happening. It's like a nightmare. Please.
Fionn holds her hands to her head and ducks down. Her eyes are filled with tears.
Please, somebody. Help me. Well, what do you want to do, milady?
Neve looks at me. Her eyes are dark and uninterested.
Shall we let this home steer her apart? It might be good also for her.
A cruel smile captures the corners of Neve's lips.
If she survives, of course, which is unlikely. Then the only walking dead are not known for their good manners or their ways of handling women.
I look at Fionn, pinned against the tree. The skeletons are advancing ever closer. Fionn tramps her face, for Tans now looks pasty-white. Yar is what she should be saying.
I know she did wrong by me, but I can't help but feel sorry for her. Sorry for her? But milady, she stole her necklace. Don't you want to see her suffer? I think that little bride is getting what she deserves. Anybody who crosses her should suffer. You know what? I start to dislike Neve. I want to hear her scream more.
Yeah. Not a fun.
I want her to cry much, much more. I appreciate your dedication, serving me and keeping me safe, Neve.
For would watching a young girl get mauled really help me? No. Definitely not me. So you as well not.
But I don't want her to die. No, not die then. That might be taking it a bit too far. But it's alright if she gets injured, isn't it? Why don't we let the skeletons break a couple of her bones or take out an eye? Maybe they could pull out a kidney. She has 2 of them, she doesn't need both. That will teach the thieving dog lesson.
Neve. I rest a straining hand on my companion's shoulder.
I think you're misunderstanding one crucial thing here. Oh, and what is that, milady? I might be the feared Dark Witch, but I am not a murderer. I won't allow a young girl to be slaughtered in front of me, and I certainly won't let her kidneys be harvested either. It is just not right.
And it would be a shame too. Fionn, despite her fast fingers, is very cute. I don't want her pretty face to get damaged.
But milady, what about her punishment? I'll punish her as I see fit. Naturally, I haven't forgiven her for playing such a rotten trick on me, or for taking advantage of my kindness, but... Please, somebody!
The skeletons are advancing ever closer. One of them holds a sword aloft, a point inches away from Fionn's head. All of a sudden, the sword swings down fast. Fionn screams like a startled cat and ducks beneath the blade of the sword. The steel shaft hits the tree where her head once was and gets stuck in the trunk. The tree shakes. A few loose leaves fall through the air. Some of these leaves land in Fionn's hair. If she'd been a few seconds slower, her head would have been sliced clean too.
Please, somebody! Anybody! If she wants my help, I'll be more than happy to give it, but... I'll have to punish her afterwards, of course. There will be no meaning to her punishment if these skeletons carried out. They are nothing more than thoughtless, faceless mobs that exist to kill. Only great and fearsome witch like myself can scold naughty girls in the manner they deserve. Oh, milady!
Neve bows her head.
I never thought of that, but you're right. If anybody's to punish her, you should. In fact, These skeletons have no right to lay their hands on the naughty girl before you can. It's most impertinent of them.
Never raises the palm of her right hand. Her eyes hardened, her jaw tenses. She looked just the same as she did in the markers before she assaulted Blake with a flurry of burning flames.
Shall I take care of the scones for you, milady? I'll barbecue these old bones until they turn into charcoal. Just give me the word and I'll do it. I appreciate Neve, but I believe I can take care of this myself. I'm not called the Dark Witch for nothing, after all.
I take a few steps forward. I raise my right hand and declare loudly.
Oh, you fallen warriors, heed my words!
The scones pause. They look at me with their empty, sightless eye sockets.
Huh?
Fionn lifts her head. Her eyes are white and wild.
Is you the kind lady? Kind lady?
I raise an eyebrow.
I believe I told you to call me mistress. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, mistress. You will be. You might think I'm kind now, but just you wait and see. I'll show you how cruel I can truly be.
I draw my tongue against my lower lip. Fionn shivers.
I don't know what you mean. So you dare to play dumb, even after you stole what is rightfully mine from under my very nose? I did no such thing. Don't act like a fool. I know those things. These skeletons didn't sprout up from nowhere. I know where they came from. I was just running through the forest on my way back home when all of a sudden... Silence!
I shoot a fearsome glare at Fionn that could terrify a dragon. As expected, she soon shuts up. They always do.
Now,
I turn back to the Horde of Undeads.
as I'm sure you already were, my name is Viola and I am the Great Dark Witch. The Dark Witch? No way!
I shoot an eyes look at Fionn, as she soon silences herself, but her trembling doesn't stop. She's shaking so hard her teeth are clinking together. I wouldn't be surprised if her bones were rattling.
I see you have awakened from your slumber, because that insult puppy took my necromancer ruby necklace. I am grateful that you rise from your grace at such not disturb me, the great Viola. And I understand that you must be disappointed, upon awakening, to find no true mistress but this dirty little thief with sticky fingers. If you wish to punish her for ignorance, I understand, but I must command you to step aside. That girl has wronged me. As such, I am the one who will meet her punishment. Nobody is allowed to lay so much as phalanx on her, and if you do, I'll make you suffer. I know magic that can turn bones into dust. I'll grind you down. I'll feed you to my pet hellhound in Nightmare Citadel. I'll hurt you so bad you'll remember what dying feels like all over again. Do I make myself quite plain?
You know what I like actually? That we are still in the game on the dark side of a character. Like, basically this is the first time in Sakura games when we actually are on that side. Because what was there? There was Sakura Angels, in which we couldn't even date the girl, who was technically the best girl of all there. There was... what else was there? What were other Sakura games where we had like a character that was kinda darkish? Alright, I will check in the meantime. The skeletons look between one another with their empty eye sockets. They hang their skulls, their shoulder bones slump. Good. I all but pour the word. Technically, in Sakura Cupid we were kind of, but she wasn't really that bad. Oh, Sakura Magical Girls. I mean, technically we were not allowed to date the girl that was kind of the bad character. She was a good character in my eyes. What else? That would be it probably. I think that would be it. So yeah. On the other hand, we can't really date her because we are her, but technically it's also a good thing we are. Anyway, I all but poured a word.
Now go back to where you came. As the great dark witch while I command you.
That seems to do the trick. The assembled skeletons bow to me deeply in reverence as they say ought, before they slink off back to their graves. They lie down in the uncovered holes of dirt that they burst forth from and cover themselves in dirt. That's the amount of respect I command amongst the undead. They are so with me, I can even order them to seal themselves away in the dark and the dirt and the worms once more. My powers are nothing to be sneezed at. Within 5 minutes, all trace of the skeletal army are gone. The soldiers have been put to rest once more, and I don't need to use any magic at all. The forest becomes peaceful once more. The sound of bird song returns to trees, and a soft, gentle breeze plays at my hair. It's rather pleasant day, all things considered. The sun is shining. Yeah. Fionn, however, looks anything but at peace. She stares me with wild, frenzied eyes. Her pupils dilate, her hair is messy, and her face is horribly pale.
Yeah, what is it, dear? You're at the dark witch file. Indeed, I am.
After Fionn, a small curtsy.
If that performance was enough for you, I can always do this.
With a click of my fingers, I revert the magic I was using to disguise my normal clothes. My casual attire melts away, to reveal my long dark gown decorated with feathers. I like the previous one better, yeah. Fionn's eyes practically bulge out of her head at this magic show.
I can't believe it! No way! Well, you had better start believing in it. I'm very pleased to make your acquaintance. You disgusting, swindling little bitch. Now, I think you have something that belongs to me in your pocket. Would you care to give it back? Of course, if you're feeling brave, you can always refuse. But then I'd have to pull your spinal column out of your body through your mouth. Hey!
Maybe my teasing was a little too much for Fionn. The skull must have been frightening enough for her, the poor thing, without encountering the fearsome dark witch on top of that. So she faints. Her eyes roll back in her head, and her body slumps against the dirty ground as limp as a ragdoll.
Oh dear! Oh dear indeed.
Neve approaches Fionn's fallen form. She retrieves a branch from the ground and pokes Fionn's side. Fionn doesn't move.
I think you scared her half to death. Oh, only half?
I raise an eyebrow.
Then she'll be fine. She had better be fine at least. I haven't even begun to punch her properly yet.
Ouch. Nice!
Hey, what's going on? Why are you doing this to me? Oh, isn't it obvious? No, I don't get it. I don't get it at all!
I glanced down Fionn. After she fell unconscious, Neve carried her prince-style to the bank of a small river that flows through the forest. River banks are always thick with mud and silt, and this particular river is no exception. I thought it would be a perfect place to start my little re-education program. I woke Fionn none too kindly with a splash of cold water on her face. Then, when she was still sputtering and confused, I ordered her to sit in the dirt on her hands and knees. She tried to protest a little at first, but when I reminded her of who I was, she soon fell silent. Her face pale, obviously afraid of further rebukes, Fionn obediently sank down to the ground in the mud. That's when I decided to enact stage 2 of my plan. I call it the human chair. I'm pressing the full weight on my behind down Neve's back. Her spine dips inwards to accommodate my weight, which in turn pushes her palms and knees more firmly against the mud. Fionn whimpers.
This is weird.
Oh? I press down more firmly against her back. The mud between Fionn's fingers squelches in a satisfying way. If this little girl, thief girl, was there before, she's positively filthy now. Just thinking about it makes me feel contented. It's a strange kind of happiness. I feel like I'm a cup that's been completely filled to the brim with sweet, sparkling wine.
Are you not enjoying this? Oh, of course I'm enjoying it. Who would? I think you should consider your privilege, having the great dark witch Viola use you as your chair. Aren't you glad you can be useful to me? Who would be glad about something like this?
Fiona squirms beneath me. Her face is red and her eyes are narrow from concentration. It looks like she is using all her energy not to collapse beneath my wave.
You're heavy. Now look here.
Neve takes a step forward, her eyes narrow. Sparks begin to crackle at her fingertips.
How dare you self-mutilate this wave after everything she's done for you? You should count yourself lucky she hasn't turned you into a pile of cinders. You're getting off remarkably easy, despite the gravity of your crimes, so don't you dare fake fun of me, lady. She's worth 10 of you.
She's heavier than 10 of me too!
Why you?
Neve? I hop up one hand, signaling to her to stop. I appreciate Neve's fierce attitude, but I don't want her to burn this little thief girl like she did with Blake at the market.
Please let me handle this. But she's insulting you! And that's why it will be all the more fun to break her down. I like a girl with a little bit of fire in her. It makes things more entertaining.
I press my weight down even more firmly against Fiona's back. She gasps in pain. The palms of Fiona's hands and the tips of her fingers are driven deeper and deeper into the dirt like tent pegs. Fiona's whole body splashed with mood now. It sticks to her chest, her arms, and her stomach. If only it was chocolate, I might be able to lick it off with the point of my tongue. But that's just an idle fancy. Being a cute girl like this down beneath my knee and slowly drawing my tongue over her exposed body sounds like a fun bonding exercise. Well, maybe it would be more fun if it was a bondage exercise.
Aren't you starting to feel good, Fiona? Do you feel honored to have you as my own personal chair? Cruel Minute, you should be big alive in our world. How dare you!
Neve? I hold up a hand once more. Neve showed more fear than she looks. Particularly when I'm the subject of a conversation. I need to keep a close eye on that. I like your attitude, little thief girl. It's too bad you won't be able to argue against me with that pretty mouth of yours for much longer.
What do you mean?
Isn't it obvious? I'm going to break you down. I'm going to grind you into the dirt until you realize how lowly and pathetic you are compared to me. Right now, you're nothing more than a piece of furniture. Do you understand?
You're such a bitch!
That's right. And you're a chair.
I hate you!
After I saved your life? I raised an eyebrow. You'd have been torn to pieces if it weren't for me.
Well, maybe you have a point.
Then why don't you try showing a little humility, huh?
But it's embarrassing.
Oh, her flush face, flecked with dirt. Really charming. I wonder if I can make her blush even more.
Are you embarrassed now, are you? Why don't we see just how much more I can embarrass you, my cute little thief girl? Hehe.
I'm going to grind her down. I'll make her mine no matter what. No method is too dirty. Oh, I'd say that's not true, okay? That's not true. No trick is too underhanded. That's also not true. In the end, I always get what I want. I don't think that's good. On the other hand, you are freaking lucky if you have that option. Alright, so she asked where exactly are we going. I don't know where we are going, but we are definitely ending the episode over here. And we shall continue this story tomorrow. For now, hope you enjoyed it and hope to see you in the next episode. Bye bye.